The second year of Kcca has been crystallizing what we set out in the foundation. As you know, the foundation was setting up the new institution, getting staff for it, getting directors in place, laying out a new strategic plan, budgets, and basically putting the institution on the road. So the second year has been one of actually beginning to move on that road towards restoring the city and positioning ourselves as an institution that not only manages and administers the city but also provides services to the city. We have managed to enhance our service delivery as a city in the different aspects. Roads is one of our biggest targets, improving roads infrastructure. We have done over 50 roads. Many of them we are rebuilding, others we are repairing. We have, in the different divisions, done sets of roads.
In the beginning, we concentrated in the central business district of the city, and we were able to do a number of roads that were in a very bad shape at that time. Talking about roads like Channel Street, right in the middle of the city, which had deep gullies and pools of water whenever it rained. We did Buxton Road. This is the road that goes above ShopRite. We also repaired Ben Chiwanuka Road, which was in a very bad state as well. We repaired Allen Road, all those roads which are down there in the Nachivobo area, and we are able to improve traffic flow in that area. We also repaired Nachivobo Muse, and then again in Central Division we repaired Butikiro Road, Chisota Road in Nakawa Division, and we are also able to embark on some large projects. These were World Bank funded projects, and as I speak now they are also completed, and these include Bukoto Chisasi Road, Kalere Tula, and Kawempe Perere roads. Currently we have quite a number of ongoing projects which are also going to add to the gains already made. We have a large contract in Nakasero which is being executed by a competent contractor, and this includes Nakasero Road, Lumumba Road, Buganda Road, Lodeo Road, Wandegea Road, and Queens Lane. Now these roads are all being revamped. I think the last time these roads were repaired was way back, maybe over 30 years ago, and they've been in a very sorry state, yet they can play a very big role in traffic, alleviating traffic congestion in the city. So these roads have now almost all been surfaced. They are going to be provided with nice walkways for pedestrians to walk on, lighting, and road marking, which is very rare in the city these days. So we shall be able to improve traffic in that area of Kampala. In Lubaga, we are rehabilitating Kabaka Njagala Road. This one has already been surfaced, and what remains now are the side works, like the pedestrian walkways, the greening, and the lighting. So this we expect to finish by October this year. We are also doing Nabunya and Kabusu roads, Sekabaka Chintu Road, and Kalinda Road. Nyakawa Division, we are doing Mutungo Bina Road. We are also doing Banda Sachula Road. When we go to Machindi, we have already completed the construction of Nsambia and Hanlon Road. This road connects traffic that is coming from Gaba Road to Makindi and then on to Entebbe Road. It's already playing its role now, and it's a very convenient shortcut for people who don't want to go through the center of the city. We have teams in every division which have been given some light equipment to move around and look for potholes and fill them properly. We have also put in place framework contracts to supply us with materials for this work. Some time back when we had just come, this work was being done in a very rudimentary way. whereby if you are to prepare a premix, this is the hot ready-mix stuff. If we are to prepare it, you would need to have a supplier for firewood, a supplier for quarry dust, a supplier for bitumen, a supplier for primer, a supplier for aggregates, and even a supplier for pans where you would roast the asphalt. So you will find that at any one time, one of those suppliers would fail to deliver and the whole operation will break down. Secondly, the production rate was so small that to fill a large pothole, you probably have to cook for the whole night or for 2 days. So we changed that and got a supplier for ready-mix asphalt. We have also started on implementing a small part of the drainage master plan by looking at the most flood-prone areas, which we call drainage black spots. The first of that area is around Serena Hotel. New pipes have been put there to replace the old and small pipes, and that the water which usually ponds there whenever there is a downpour can now be safely conveyed downwards to the golf course. The pipes are already in there. Some of the finishing works are not yet done, but we hope that by the end of this year everything will be completed. We have also looked at another black spot around ShopRite in Tebe Road, and we have put in pipes all the way from Kampala Road to trap the water that is coming from Kcca here. The pipes are already in there and they are now all conveying water to the channel. Those are the first two black spots of that. There is some ongoing work currently at Ginger Road, which is also going to add to the efforts in reducing the flooding and the Ginger Road traffic lights. That one is still ongoing.
We're also on the roads incorporating our greening. So we want to put greening wherever we build roads. We're also putting in a drainage system that is good to carry the surface runoff. We're also putting sidewalks on these various roads so that the public can walk on a nice, smooth walkway. Related to roads is the taxi park. We found that the taxi parks were in terrible state. So this year we've managed to start the project to rehabilitate or rebuild the new taxi park, and in a couple of months it should be ready for use. We are looking at a plan for its use, and we're also talking to private developers who are interested in investing in satellite parks outside the city. So we are going to channel a lot of our traffic in the near future in terms of taxis, commuter taxis, to outside the city.
Now, when it comes to traffic lights, we had quite a number of challenges in that some of the traffic lights that we have are using bulbs. These bulbs are very difficult to get, and we've made a lot of inquiries, a lot of effort to get them, but up to now it has been so hard to get any. We are intending to change these bulbs into LED lights, which are the most common on the market, so that we can be able to maintain the traffic lights. We have replaced quite a number of street lights in the city. We have laid new cables. We have put on automatic sensors. These are photo sensors. We have also put on timers in some areas so that lights come on automatically. This reduces very much on the labor for people to go out there and switch on and off. The main challenge here is vandalism. We have people in Kampala who don't want to see the light. They want to operate in darkness. So you'll find that people are out there looking for fresh areas we've done. Then they go to get the cables out of the ground, or to go and get the cables that are within the lighting poles. The climax was when people went as far as cutting the lighting poles themselves. This is very discouraging, and I think the police should come out here to help us, because we are not able to police the entire city.
We had a plan to build 6 markets in the different divisions. We have had some challenges with land ownership in some of these places, but the Wandegeya one, we managed to overcome some of the challenges, and the project took off. It's a 21 billion shilling project. It is in advanced stages right now, and it's going to create an ultra-modern market facility with cold rooms, baby care centers, restaurants, bars, lock-up facilities, stores, parking, banking facilities. It's really going to be nice. We are at architectural plans with Busega. We have the land. We are ready to build the similar market in Busega. We have land in Bukoto. We're looking for funds to build in Bukoto. We have land in Chitintale. We are ready to build in Chitintale. The plan was to have these markets in different parts of the city. Also, we are looking at public-private partnerships in regard to markets. So we are gazetting markets owned privately and allowing the landowners to develop market facilities to accommodate our traders all over the city. The first one we've done is the Usafi market in Queen's Clock Tower, which is able to accommodate about 10,000 traders. And these were mostly intended to be people that were working on the streets before, and the market has started operating. We are looking at doing more of these markets.
We ought to support the managers at Kcca. Where they have a problem, let's castigate them. But these people are not standing for any political party. They are standing for a clean city, a flood-free city, a well-planned city, a good road network covered city, a beautified city. That's why our road junctions are really glittering.
The first year was, this is what we can do in terms of the smaller project, clock tower, a bit of landscaping, first phase, raising that gap. Second year has been about getting a team together in terms of landscape team that can operate and work well in the office, training that team, and then going ahead and doing a few more design projects that can be implemented. Our vision is to use landscape as a catalyst for urban redevelopment. We started on a pilot stretch, starting from Watoto right through to Nakawa Junction. The middle island has been transformed. The idea of that transformation in the middle island was to try and make a safer city. Border borders were cutting through a lot of the time. We wanted to stop that movement. We wanted to make the crossing of pedestrians much safer, but also at the same time we wanted to start creating a beautiful city. So we raised those curbs, we filled and we've planted. The phase 1 and 2 of that project has been successful. We've done pretty well. Also in terms of implementation, we've worked with a very capable partner on Bombo Road, Chagwe Junction, to do an urban linear park. And that again shows a little bit of what we're able to accomplish or achieve, and that also with still a very small landscape team. So the potential implementation wise is huge in terms of what we can do. We are now doing a lot of design work, and the idea with the design work is once the design work is done, then we will reach out to the stakeholders and say, join us in beautifying this city. Hopefully they have the money, we have the expertise, together we can create a beautiful city.
In another example of successful private partnership, MTN Uganda has equipped a Kcca library with ICT infrastructure. They have installed computers complete with internet connections as their contribution towards literacy in the city. Kcca continues to embrace partnerships to close the gaps where funding is inadequate, both in Uganda and abroad. The executive director has visited the United States, speaking to various prospective partners like you said, government officials and others from the private sector.
We have also been able to roll out some of our programs, the projects for the communities, different community groups, women, disadvantaged youth, basically giving them a livelihood in terms of supporting their small-scale industries.
Among the key programs that we have in this second year of operation is a community-driven demand program. And under the community-driven demand program, we've been able to disperse over 824 million Uganda shillings to 174 groups to date. We also have programs that are implemented under the NATS program. This financial year, we've been able to establish and set up an animal breeding unit in Kcca, and we have 20 sows and 5 boas. When we start full operation, we'll be able to distribute 400 piglets to economically poor households and 150 doses of high-quality semen to farmers in Kampala. We believe that this is going to have a big impact on the economic transformation in the city. We also are continuing to implement the youth fund, and we have 127 beneficiaries that access money under the youth fund directly from Kcca, and those are being monitored, and most of the programs are doing very well. We have also transferred 3.3 billion Uganda shillings to Centenary Bank, and the young people are accessing money from the bank.
We have started a youth project in Ntinda, that is in Nchanja, that is meant to train and skill youth in different skills, including making concrete products for the city, which will save us money, but also provide a skill to these people and employment initially for them as they work for us. We've also been able to restore the confidence of the public and development partners in the city. We've been able to rebrand the institution, taking away the old image and positioning ourselves as a modern corporate entity that is relevant to the needs of the city. We have laid out our core values, which we are pursuing to make sure that we provide excellence in client care and in service delivery, and basically trying to move the city ahead from the doldrums where we found it when we came 2 years ago.
But you see a more responsive institution, you see a more accountable institution, you see an institution that is, run on principles of corporate governance.
We are receiving a lot of support from development partners, an overwhelming amount of support from agencies external to Uganda, a lot of support from government, a lot of support from the private sector. Right now we are beginning to implement some of the programs that are being funded by the private sector in partnership with us, which is a very good thing. We believe that we have positioned ourselves as a professional, motivated, well-directed and focused team in the administration of the city, and we're beginning to see the gains of that.
Kcca, with funding from the World Bank, has finalized the Physical Development Plan, which was approved by the National Physical Planning Board in April this year. Roads to be fixed this financial year as a means of decongesting the city include Mutunde Road in Rubaga Division, Bahai Road in Kawempe, Lugaba and Kawala Roads, and a section of Ginger Road from Kitgum House to the Nakawa traffic lights. To decongest the city further, there are plans to regulate the boda transport industry. First, they will be registered and given numbers. Then Kcca will ensure that they've got permits and safety gear, and then they'll gazette them. This is due to start in August. The bus rapid transit project is set to start on a pilot corridor from Kcca along Jinja Road to Kaleerwe, with dedicated bus lanes to reduce on congestion within the central part of the city. The World Bank has earmarked nearly $200 million, of which 2/3 will be for roads and the rest for drainage. As part of this project, 21 road junctions will be improved and signalized, and this is set to start in June 2014. There is also a plan to construct a traffic control center to control all the planned signal junctions. Kampala will be the first to have a center like this in East and Central Africa.
We are really looking at taking the city beyond the basics. There are things that are given in modern cities. The cleaning the cities, health and sanitation in the city are a given. The greening should be a given. A good road network should be a given. The employment creation should be a given. Decongestion, those should be given. They were not given in Kampala, but we want those basics to be sorted as a basis. And then we want to go beyond to make Kampala attractive for investment. What do people that want to invest in cities look for? We want to make Kampala an investment destination. We want to deal with those issues that keep away investors. We want to make it a tourist destination. We are having again this year the City Carnival, which we have renamed the City Festival in October this year. We want to make it bigger, we want to make it better. We want it to be a destination in October every year, again in partnership with the private sector. We believe that if an investor is making a decision to invest, his impression of Kampala will be a determinant in that equation to persuade him to come to Kampala. I would appeal to government to take account of what we've been able to achieve in the last 2 years, in spite of the challenges, and continue to support us, particularly on the things that matter for the city. The infrastructure is a big one.
Okay. If you're a road mayor who happens to be of the opposition, you can also claim to have achieved. And so you can put it over that positively. Government can also do the same. At the end of the day, the people will reward the leaders respectively. That's why, for example, the people of Kampala can vote President Museveni. We won in Kampala, and at the same time vote for an opposition mayor. That therefore means coexistence is possible, political coexistence. That means there are many other tasks we must do together for the good of all. A clean Kampala, a Kampala without flies, a Kampala without floods, a Kampala with a well-networked sewage system is good for all, irrespective of the political shades of opinion. Kampala tunulwako kakati ekibuga kiyonjo mwana wange yofayo Vandalism ogenze abantu baffeko bwe batyo Kampala yali kiralo kyante naye kwokubyeko muyonja akaseera kati n'ennyo bwe kati komaze tulinawo enjawulo ekibuga bakeera kiyoyota ekinyirira ne kyekombesa buli omu